Hi everyone, let's go ahead with how do I answer my interviews, and let's go with the first question. Introduction of myself. Hi, I'm Dipanshu. I've been working with Deloitte for recently like 5 years, and before that I've been working with Connect Distill and Exavelo. My proficient experiences I had was like aeronautical and aviation industries, then the healthcare, and even some experience with insurance. Now, which domains which I have been working with to make the whole team, from data acquisition to data cleanliness to making the business insights run the whole business together, to making the whole team on the same page. That makes the difference, like standing out of making the client helping or making the client understand each and every difficult pattern, whichever technical use we do, so that we can like make them understand very easily. I always go on with the team that everyone is on the same page. Let it be the client side, let it be our side. Everyone should be on the same page, regardless of which moment we are, regardless it's UAT, SIT, or totally into the production. I don't care about the testing. I care about how much of the ways I have been going through step by step, each detail. Like I check everything, even when I'm like calculating the efforts or like I'm creating them. Even when I'm building those reports, I'm building like validation of the data is going on. I validate it now and when. I don't believe on doing it everything at the end. I do the testing myself. I do the validation from the SQL directly from the sources. I don't ask or rely on doing it at the end. So every day I do it. Every day I prefer to do it, whether it's Power BI, Power Apps, or any platform or Power Platform, or it's Power Automate, let it be database, whichever source we have, like Postgres, SQL Server, any source we have. I prefer to do it every day. So the most important thing, don't ever miss data validation. This is the most important part. Okay. Now, the step by step when you go through, for example, let's explain the previous project. In the previous project, what you do is like explain it like it's your current project. Okay. Now, it's been like 100 reports built from the single semantic layer. There has been more than 50 reports. That's another semantic layer. One was OLAP, one was OLTP, and from the OLTP, one semantic layer which was above 5 GB with almost like 170 different sources, different tables, which were well connected, different kind of cardinality. It had like very complex cardinality, so many to many, a lot of many to many, a lot of one to one, a lot of even dimensions were connected to sub dimensions. Even there were like more of the dimensions which were not even having the particular relations, but they were also made to have a relation for lookup because it was the demand of the project. And from there we have to create almost like more than 100 reports, and for those 100 reports has to be connected live. So those reports are very light and very easy to like open them. So whenever you change the source, whenever you repoint it from one source to the other, for example it's from Postgres to Redshift, it's going to change it for you that it's exactly for the welfare of the complete project, that even before UAT you must have two workspaces where we had our team workspace. One was the dev and one was the test. So in the dev we repointed it and tested it. Before that we went ahead and did it with the test environment itself. Then we went ahead successfully to the UAT. And before that we actually saw that like some 15 to 20 reports which had like owners were there, but what we saw that they were having some different changes determined, and for those changes which were updated and the owners didn't knew what to do, so I suggested why not like rebuild them and rebuild it from scratch. So I rebuilt it from scratch. I checked what was the source, what was the report having, what was the objective. I connected with those people who went ahead and agreed yes that we can rebuild it from scratch, and we rebuilt it. Then we had the complete 120 reports with a hand from OLTP and some 50 to 60 reports from OLAP. That was a different source, and from there we went ahead with repointing all of that. We're using dbeaver because we had like different challenges. For example, there was a secured a table which we didn't have access to. So what we did is we just played around. We had a play around sandbox for that within the dbeaver. So with the help of the team, we created the same table there with dummy data, and then with the help of parameters within the Power BI, we tested it within the desktop, and then we published it in the Power BI service and changed the parameters over there. And when we changed the parameters, we actually had successfully got those secured tables there, which we didn't have access to because it was HR data, and it contained very secure data. So after that, we also made that changes. And so after that, all those small we had actually converted it to not too large but to a small data within the parameter, so that we can just have a small bunch for testing it. And finally we made it the large when we actually had to complete it with the UAT format. So we tested it completely with a large format, and whenever we had to share it, we shared it within the app. And that's how we completed the previous project. So whenever you have to explain your current project, explain it properly with each detail, each validation, step by step. Okay, you have to go ahead with your validation parts. Every detail you have to go ahead. Okay, every detail, like validation, it's the most important part, which has to be done daily, almost like whenever you are starting to create it. And when you are testing it, you have to like go ahead with the same names, the headers, the colors, the base colors, everything you have to be aware of. And you have to like consult with the client team, with all your own team also, that how you're going ahead with your project daily. So daily updates, daily calls are the must. Okay, that's how you go ahead with your current part. And whenever you're explaining your project, and whenever you are going to answer all the other questions that we are already discussing with the questions itself, so this is the most important part when you're first focusing on your project, current or the last project. Let's meet ahead in the next meet. Thank you.